You all coming here, welcome to the council meeting concluded here tonight. Before we start the meeting here, though, I'm going to swear in the members of council. I do want to introduce two new members of council that are joining us. Megan Peters. Megan Peters is a resident of Church Street here in the city. She joins us representing the 2nd Ward. I'm sorry, the 3rd Ward. I can't read my own writing. And Brittany Hinch. Brittany, she joins us here. She's a resident of North High Street, and she's representing the city as a whole, the city at large, they call it. So welcome them new council members. The rest of council members, as well as the council president, also had to be re-elected this year. So we're going to swear them in now. So how we'll do this, I will say aye, and we'll just go through and you announce your name individually, and then we'll go through the rest of it as a group. Okay? Steve, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Is everybody where you want them?
Yes. Mr. Peters, make sure I can see you. Good. Good deal.
Okay, so here we go. I,
Megan Peters Wiseman.
I, Robert Bob. I, Brett Foster.
I'm Norma.
I, Harold Newkirk. I, Ryan Peters.
I, Brittany Hinch.
I, Daniel Folks.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States. Please raise your right hands too. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. Say it after me, not with me, okay? And the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio.
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio.
And all local ordinances.
And all local ordinances.
And I will faithfully
And I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of a city council member
perform the duties of the city council
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Okay, I'll give you these. These are here for you to keep now. And you are all sworn in now. So Harold, this is for you to sign and keep. We have our copy on record. Ryan, Megan,
Thank you.
Daniel, Council President, Brittany Hitch, Brett Foster, Marva Colby, and Robert Pete Bach. Pete, you want any other pictures? Are you good?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay, we'll send me one. One in there with you guys.
Ready?
Congratulations, you all. Give them a hand. Yeah, you got time now, sir.
I know.
Yeah, you got time.
We do have time?
Yeah. You're just gonna go make him a copy?
Yeah, I was gonna go back there and.
You're getting your workout tonight.
I went to Cruz's game till overtime, and I knew that was gonna be I won't get it out of here. I'm taking it straight out of here and bring it straight back, just like this.
4 minutes.
I'll wait until you get back. You got it.
We've got a garbage statement.
The garbage.
Too bad. Too damn.
So just so you all know, if anybody's here to speak to council, there's a sign up. You have to sign in unless you arrange it.
I've taken the list when I was there, but if there's someone additionally who's just come in who wants to speak, yeah, please let us know.
Just announce it. Cut it. Would everyone please stand and face the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, we are grateful for this day, Lord. We are thankful for all folks who are here this evening. Lord, we are grateful for those who are gathered around this table. Help us tonight to make good decisions, to listen to ourselves and listen to the public. And Lord, we give you all the honor and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. I'd like to call this evening's meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone that's here this evening. I'd also like to extend my congratulations to our two new council folks. I'm glad you're joining us. So we will begin with roll call. Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Here.
Hinch.
Here.
Colby. Peters.
Here.
Newkirk.
Here.
Wiseman.
Here.
Bach.
Mayor Evans, you have recognition for this evening?
I do. I'd like to take the chance tonight to recognize someone, and they seem to be here in attendance. This person has served the City of Jackson for approximately the last 45 years as an elected official. Mr. Tom Evans, if you please come to the mic, please. For the past, now if any of this information I mentioned is incorrect, Pete, feel free to correct me because it came from your article in the paper. I believe this has already been recognized in the paper, but I certainly thought we should do it here too. Tom Evans, he served the last 11 years as the city treasurer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
He didn't run this time. Former Councilman Jeff Elliott right here, he is replacing him now. But prior to that, Tom, like 45 years ago, he started as a councilman here in the city, here at this table. And well, it wasn't here, it was over at the old Memorial Building, I'm guessing, wasn't it? That where they held it?
Part over in the city building is not there anymore.
Yeah.
I've outlasted the building anyway.
He was a councilman for many years. He was president of council for many years. He was the longest serving mayor in the city of Jackson's history. He served 4 terms, for a total of 16 years as mayor. After 6 years of being here, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And after he was mayor, he went back and served on council again. Is that correct? To me, it's just an astonishing length of time to represent the city as elected official. It's not easy being elected official. It doesn't pay much either, but it is an honorable service to a community. And I just wanted to recognize former Mayor John T. Tom Evans for his 45 years of service to the city of Jackson. Let's give him a hand. We have a certificate, no gold watch or anything like that. But we do, if you come up here, because I know Pete's going to want a picture, we do have this certificate of appreciation from the city that's signed by Council President Folks and myself as mayor. Appreciation proudly presented to John T. Tom Evans for serving as an elected City of Jackson official for 45 years. Tom, that's amazing to me. Congratulations. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And present this to you here. And of course, we'd love to hear a school speech from you here. You brought a great crowd tonight, Tom, I must say.
I appreciate it. Welcome to the councilman. I'm glad to see all the faces, and we got new people that's still interested in it. I hope your enthusiasm continues over the years. Sometimes it gets pretty tough. I've sat in those seats. I know what that's about. Sitting after all the years and you're getting down close to the end, you get to sit and you think back about things that happened, the way they happened and how they happened and what went on. And I come to the conclusion that there was a single thread run through everything that the city of Jackson has been very successful over the years at, and that one thing is the workforce. I look around tonight, I see police officers and fire department people on the other one. These are the people that keep this city going. I'm not belittling the council, but we were all politicians. We were here temporary. Even my 45 years was temporary in different offices. But these guys, they're there every day, and I don't think they get enough credit for what goes on. We get the pictures in the paper, the council, the mayor, the service directors, but they don't get, if every day they're out there in it, the snow and cold weather, I see the boys on the garbage truck picking it up, police department's out, we really owe them. That's the glue that holds this city together. And I hope council remembers that when you're dealing with the guys, cut them a little slack when you can, because they really turn out for us. But I've appreciated it. I've had a good time with it. Not always. There's been some rocky times that you look back on and say, damn, why did that happen? But there's good and bad and everything, but I do appreciate it. And good luck. I'll be looking over your shoulder, but I promise I won't give advice unless it's asked for. I never like to anybody come and tell me how to do it. If I want to go ask them how, I would. But anything I can ever do to help, let me know. I'll be glad to do it. We'll go there. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mr. Randy.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. One little tidbit that Mayor Evans told me when I became Mayor Evans, that I was not the second Mayor Evans. He was the second Mayor Evans. I actually am the third Mayor Evans. There was a Mayor Evans in the history of Jackson prior to him. So, anyway, back to you, Dan. Thank you.
Is that any other recognitions,
That's
Mayor,
it.
that you have? Thank you. Next on our agenda is a time we set aside for visitors to speak. We actually have 4 people who have signed up and also have contacted me First, Mr. Larry Kidd. Larry, if you'd like to step up to the mic. You have 5 minutes there because you contacted us there before the meeting, so I will turn it loose to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, council members and a member of the city staff. I appreciate you having me here today. My name's Larry Kidd, and I grew up in Jackson. I'm a local business and entrepreneur. I've started several businesses over the last several years, and I'm running for the Ohio 93 state rep seat. This includes Jackson, Gallia, and Lawrence County. The primary will be in May, and of course the general election will be in November. But I think Columbus needs a legislator that has business knowledge and truly understands how to look at problems in a different way, not just dole out money for the sake of doling it out, but think about how we're going to solve problems, because really that's what they're supposed to be doing, and be physical officers of our money. Over my career in business, I'll give you 3 examples where, I've actually seen a problem, addressed it, and come up with a solution has worked. One of them actually was with Tom Evans, and it's when I was working at a large food manufacturing. There's only one. You probably can figure out which one it is. And I was responsible for purchasing. Part of that included outside warehouse space. We didn't have a warehouse in Jackson at that time, and I saw an opportunity to reduce our costs by reducing our inventory and shorten our lead time, and also free up space in the plant. So I convinced an owner to build it in Jackson, which was a big risk for them. They're a big Columbus firm. And later I bought that warehouse company, and later bought the city building and connected the two. Shortly after that, I expanded the business. We grew by 3 times and bought a manufacturing company. We couldn't find enough people, so I started a staffing company. I saw a need, I filled it, and pretty soon we became one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. But while we were in the warehouse, and running our staffing company, we thought, well, it'd be nice to have a boardroom, it'd be nice to have other things. So I bought the Office Commons, which at that time was just the former welfare building. We converted it to office space and allowed people to come in and work as entrepreneurs in a think tank, collaborating with each other at a reduced cost because they had shared space. And these are type principles I bring to Columbus. Some people are saying, Larry Kidd, why are you running? Because we need leadership in Columbus. We need somebody that's going to think differently. There's the current legislator has 2 more years left before he terms out, but unfortunately he can't get anything done over the next 2 years. I won't get into some of the things that happened, but he's been censured. He's ineffective, and I think our district deserves leadership. And why now? For that very reason. Now is the time. We don't want to just stand still in our district. We don't want to go backwards. I'll be able to bring money back into our area. I'll be able to work on projects and work with you to get projects done that you need. I'll listen, I'll research, and I'll come up with solutions with you to find and make Jackson a better place to live. Thank you very much. If I have any time, I'm more than happy to answer questions.
Any questions from council?
We do have a fundraiser at the Office Commons, and everybody here is invited as well, on January 20th, next Tuesday, from 5:30 to 7, and Cardell Jones will be our guest speaker, so we'd love to have you come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Next, Ryan Pelletier called, asked to speak this evening, so Ryan, the same is extended to you, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of council, I appreciate the time to come speak to you today. My name is Ryan Pelletier. I'm the fire chief for the city of Wellston, Ohio, and I've been there for 30 years. I'm here today to honor the men and women of your fire department from the top to the bottom. But before I get there, I want to give you a history lesson of the relationship between the City of Wellston Fire Department and the City of Jackson Fire Department. When I joined the fire department in 1996, I spent 2 years as I was a part-time paid-on-call volunteer like the majority of your staff that you have here. I spent 2 years on the department, and I never ran a single call with the city of Jackson. I didn't know a single firefighter from the city of Jackson. I didn't know what their trucks looked like. Wondered if they looked like our trucks. It wasn't until former Chief David Channel, who is a great friend of mine and did a wonderful job for this city for many, many years, called us for mutual aid once, and we got a chance to meet each other and work together. And that relationship started to build, but it was slow. It was slow to build. Wellston was on a different communication system than the whole county of Jackson. We did it our way. We thought we did it a better way this direction, and that wasn't the case. We slowly merged and started to form this bond. And under Mr. Channel's leadership, he was able to help foster this automatic mutual aid that you see us using today, and that was fantastic for this county. But what I wanted to mention was, and I recently wrote an op-ed. It was published in the Telegram, titled "Ohio's First Responders Are Running Out of Time," and we've got a problem in this in Ohio and across the country, for that matter. Is recruitment is at an all-time low, record low. Never been this low. Never had this much trouble trying to get younger citizens to join the fire department. And I chalk that up to a couple of things. One, individuals are working 2 and 3 jobs. They don't have time to volunteer to be on the fire department. The other is the scrutiny that we go through on social media. I've watched a change. Oftentimes I'm recorded for everything I do when I'm on a call. I have citizens always videotaping to make sure we don't make a mistake. And those things are tough for these men and women, and I think that plays a role in recruitment. So we're having a tough time. But I wanted to come here today to honor these men and women because you've been given a gift. I don't know if you know it or not. So when Dave Channel retired, and you can ask these folks, I said, well, there goes the Jackson Fire Department, because he was dedicated along with some other members of his department that went to every call. I said, I don't know how they're going to find a replacement for David Channel. But you did. You've got a leadership staff that is fantastic. Chief Hickey and I, we talk every week. We talk about policy, we talk about procedure, we talk about billing, how do we operate our department. The amount of stress and responsibility that's on the shoulders of a fire chief is immense. It is unknown. You can read Ohio Revised Code and it says we're supposed to submit fire reports and we're supposed to investigate fires, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's the responsibility of the lives of the men and women who live in your community, the men and women that serve on the fire department. Always worried about them getting in a wreck or getting injured on a fire. There's so much stress that we get a chance to talk about. Your assistant chief, Mr. Peoples, Chief Peoples, he come from Wellston. We're proud of that. That's where he came from. Stephen Moore, now I get confused. He was a chief, now he's not a chief. I'm not really sure where he's at, but former Eagle Scout like myself, or he is an Eagle Scout, I should say. Fantastic individual. You've got a blessing in front of you here. You have men and women who are fighting fires for the city of Jackson who are essentially paid on-call volunteers. They're not fully staffed, full-time. They're coming, they're working their regular hours at work, and they're coming home and getting up from their dinner table and going out and fighting fires, and I didn't think you would have that, and you do. And from the newest firefighter to the top, I have never seen this fire department so united. And I can tell you from all the other chiefs that are here today, Chief Hickey rounded all of us up, put a knot in our head, and got us together, and we finally all get along better than we ever have. We work together in unison on these mutual aid calls, automatic aid. We're all one, and this county is better for it. And I'm going to say this publicly. I've never said this before, so hang on, Daryl. Jackson is a beautiful city. It is a great place to raise a family, just like I believe Wellston is. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful blessing, and I hope that you'll support your men and women and get behind them because they need it. And I thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, about to run out of time.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Pelletier. Next, Greg and Christy Snyder.
We were just wanting to talk if we needed to.
we'll defer to later. We don't, it was just a phone call about the cemetery issue that came up.
Okay. Ms. Reed, Brittany Reed? You have three minutes. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Brittany Reed. I'm an assistant chief at Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department. I have, what I want to present to you is a letter of support for the Jackson Fire Department from the other departments in the county. So a lot of what I have to say, Chief Pelletier already touched on, but I'd like to take this opportunity to go ahead and read you this letter, and we've got the other departments in the county undersigned as well. So, on the behalf of the surrounding fire departments within Jackson County, we'd like to express our strong support for the Jackson Fire Department and formally recognize the tremendous progress the department has made under its current leadership. Over a relatively short period of time, the Jackson Fire Department has clearly excelled. One of the most notable improvements has been the significant increase in training opportunities and participation. Today, almost the entire department is trained to the level of a professional firefighter, which speaks volumes about the commitment of both leadership and personnel to excellence, safety, and service. Equally important is the positive impact that leadership has had beyond the Jackson Fire Department itself. Under the current direction, county fire departments are working together better than ever before. Cooperation, communication, and trust across departments have reached a level that directly benefits every responder and, most importantly, the citizens that we serve. The citizens of Jackson County now receive more reliable and consistent fire protection through effective automatic mutual aid and mutual aid. We know that when we call upon the Jackson Fire Department for assistance, they respond promptly, professionally, and with well-trained personnel. Their dependability has become the cornerstone of countywide emergency response. It's also evident that the department continues to improve through thoughtful investment in equipment and constant push for additional training. This proactive mindset ensures firefighters are prepared for evolving challenges and that the citizens of Jackson receive the highest level of service possible. The progress made by the Jackson Fire Department is undeniable and reflects a strong culture of leadership, accountability, and dedication. We're proud to work alongside them and look forward to continued collaboration in serving Jackson County. Respectfully, the undersigned fire departments of Jackson County. Additionally, I'd just like to say that in my 15 years of being in the fire service here in Jackson County, I've had the opportunity to work with Jackson Fire Department through all the good times and through the more difficult times. And there's been times when the department has had to lean on some of these other departments for mutual aid strongly because they haven't had the personnel that they have now. They have a strong team. All these people here tonight are here in support of this fire department. And that should speak volumes in itself. The leadership, they jumped in head first. They took it on. They want to learn. They want to lead. They're out there fighting every single day, even when sometimes those cards are stacked against them. They're not back there sitting back, sliding by, letting others fight their battles for them, trying to get the things that they don't deserve. Because these people, every one of them, they worked hard, and that leadership is out there. That's Jackson's Fire Department. Those are the people that are going to respond if you have a fire at your house. Those are the people coming on the fire trucks as fast as they can to do a duty, because that's what they do. They're going to be running in when you're running out to save your family, to save your house, to save whatever they can for you. They just need your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Next on our agenda, I don't think there's anyone else who has signed up to speak, so next on our agenda is approval of the minutes from December the 22nd. There was a copy in each of your packets. Is there any objections or corrections to be made to the minutes as presented to council?
Mr. President, I'll move to accept the minutes as presented.
Motion by Mr. Peters, second. Mr. Newkirk, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Next on our agenda is set for committee reports. We are going to just deal with committee reports a little differently. I will just ask you, as committee chairman listed here, does anyone have anything that they wanted to bring forward for the committees this evening? Hearing none, then we'll move on to the auditor's report. Mr. Reed?
I have no report.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Mr. Kirby?
I have no report.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. Chief Hinch?
To be brief, last council meeting, Chris Bison brought up some information when he publicly spoke. I think I can safely comment at this time. On December 17th, the Jackson Police Department, Councilman Peters came into the department, and I want to clarify, Councilman Peters told me he had no direct knowledge of what he was reporting to me, but felt like it was necessary to report to me. Would you agree with that, sir?
Yeah.
All right. He had been approached by a firefighter at the time, Chris Bice, alleging that another member of the fire department was in possession of fire equipment that belonged to the city and a few other, there were a couple different pieces of equipment there, and that he possibly had some tools that belonged to the city or the fire department, and that he had broken into a file cabinet at the fire department. So Mr. Peters reported this all to me with information of, he had also informed me at that time that he had already talked to the Attorney General's office and that he had talked to the Ethics Commission in regards to this same matter. So at that point, it was just, one of the questions I asked Mr. Peters was, Chief Hickey implicated in any way, shape, or form is complicit to that, in which he said no, or whether Service Director David Swackhammer was implicated in this as well. And he said absolutely not. And I had asked whether Mr. Bice whether he had knowledge of whether Mr. Bice had reported that to either Chief Hickey or Service Director David Swackhammer, in which he told me that they did not. I informed him at that time that following the chain of command, just in charge of a department myself, if there's an issue with subordinate people that is at a subordinate level, I'd like to be informed of it so that I can be a part of the process in figuring this out. I informed him I'd have to have a meeting. Mr. Bice referenced when he spoke about this meeting that I had with Chief Hickey, Service Director David Swackhammer, and Mayor Randy Evans on Friday morning, the 19th. In that, we decided that with the information that had been provided to us, that we would launch an investigation, even though I didn't have a direct complainant yet, but because the information was serious enough in nature that it warranted an investigation. My department conducted an investigation with an investigatory plan. I didn't share that with anybody else. That's kind of our wheelhouse. I assigned Sergeant Rob Masters with 25 plus years of investigatory experience, along with Patrolman Charles Bach at my agency, who has firefighter experience. He's an assistant chief on a fire department at Madison Jefferson. I felt like it would be best for terminology, for processes in similar departments, that would be the one place that Sergeant Masters might need a little bit of assistance. We recorded interviews with everybody that Councilman Peters suggested that we speak to, which was Chris Weiss, Joe Vermillion, ex-fire chief Dave Channel, Fire Chief Hickey, and we eventually talked to the firefighter in question, which complied with an investigation. And I'd like to, there's some details of the investigation, and I don't want to bore everybody. I know we got a long schedule here. I would maybe like, if I had an opportunity to address council, to talk about this stuff in executive session and see if there's a direction on how it's best presented to the public. Right now, that investigation is a public record at my department. It is concluded. We were able to conclude that absolutely no theft in office took place. There was no violation of law in the instance of the firefighter, but see what this council's direction may be to make sure that we turned over every stone that they feel is adequate. So that's my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Chief? Yes.
I took an oath of office again tonight. With that oath, if someone reaches out to me, any sort of information like that, and there is or isn't wrongdoing, that's not my job. So I reported it. I reported it to a couple other agencies as well that were aware, and they told me to report it locally, which is what I did. So just to let you know how the process of that went, that's how that happened. There's training that's provided to each of these council members through the auditor of the state that is required. If you see or hear, you're supposed to report it. So I did what the auditor of state suggested that I do. Thank you.
Can I,
Yes.
I just want to make sure that you're aware, I did clarify, you did not come to me with direct knowledge of it, that you were told that. I did.
Right. I
just wanna
merely
make sure-
reported,
wanna make sure
I
everybody heard
merely
that.
reported what was told to me, as well as to the other, there were other agencies involved too, that I reported exactly what I reported to you. Not my job to decide what happens, just my job to report it, so that's what I did.
I'm clarifying that it wasn't you as the complainant.
Correct. It was not me. I knew nothing about it until I heard about it from someone else.
Thank you. Any other questions for Chief Hench? Mayor Evans.
Yes, well, first, I want to thank y'all for coming tonight. And for the kind words you had to say about our fire department. I agree. I think the administration is very proud of our fire department too. We know they've come a long way from not too many years ago where we were worrying whether we were even going to have a fire department as a new mayor here in Jackson. And I think at one time, down to maybe 6 firefighters in the Jackson Fire Department. And I know that it is probably, how many's on it now? Chief Hickey? 18 now, and most of them are very active. So I appreciate what you all do. I appreciate the kind words you brought tonight, and we agree with you, by the way. So it's a very, I've often comment about people who serve the city on council, and how honorable that is, because I believe it. It's not fun, it doesn't pay very well, you catch a lot of abuse for it, but it has to be done, and someone has to do it, and whoever does fill these seats, runs this city. So it's important, but it's not as important as what you guys do, and not as honorable as what you guys do. So we appreciate what you do. Thank you for your kind comments. I will update council. A couple projects we got going on. As you know, just to update you and answer any questions you have. The demo of the memorial building will probably be completed within the next week or so. They are down to removing just the foundations now. And then the process will begin to fill the site back. Because there is at least a half a basement under a large part of it. So we will have to test the soils that are there and then fill in and have it compacted and tested so the site is ready for the new building. The architect is working on the plans for the new building. It's my hope that by the next meeting, we will be able to present you some preliminary drawings and plans of the new building that is planned for that site as the new City Hall building. We'll see. But that's the plan. That's on our schedule, is to have that ready for an initial presentation to council at the next meeting. Also, the Uptown revitalization project that's going on downtown, uptown, whatever you call it. It's progressing very nicely because the weather has been pretty mild for December and January. It is very disruptive. At times they're blocking the street. At times they close the street. But we, working with the contractor, Geiger Brothers, we are making every effort we can to keep the streets open and traffic open and parking open for the businesses so as to, to not interrupt their business any more than necessary. And I think Geiger Brothers have done a good job working with us on that. We talk about it every week in our weekly meeting and always try to find any way we can to even improve on that. But the voltage conversion, electric line project that I mentioned that was starting a few weeks ago, it's working mostly over on the west side of town in the Orange Street area where they're replacing poles or putting in new poles as an initial part of that project. So that is progressing too, even though it's not very visible unless you live over there in the Orange Street area. And I think that's all I have for you tonight, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Mayor. Questions for the mayor? Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Swikammer.
Excuse me, 3 different items I want to touch on. With Mr. Elliott not being here, I do need a BOZA meeting prior to our next council meeting. I have 3 items that I've already provided to Cindy to get out to that committee. So I'd like to schedule something 6:30, 6:15?
What time?
Okay, 6:15, okay. So 6:15 then?
Yes.
Second item I have is the garbage pickup. There is a holiday coming up a week from today on the 19th. Mondays will go till Tuesday. So garbage pickup will be Tuesday for those normally picked up on Monday. I'd also like to remind folks that we are using the sidearm truck a lot more. There are some guidelines on how you're supposed to have your cans out and available. As reminders, we will start putting some door hangers out in the very near future. We've agreed upon a format. We'll get some made, and we'll hang them actually on the cans if we can't pick somebody's up that is at the curb for whatever reason that might be. The other item is last year, I don't know if you remember, the city got a huge grant to update the street lights throughout town. We're about 50% done there. There was over 1,100 lights. We're between 500 and 600 right now, with a timeline to complete those by the end of March.
Thank you, Mr. Swikammer. Questions for the Service Director? Hearing none, we'll move on then into our ordinances and resolutions portion of our meeting. And we'll begin with ordinance on second reading. I'm sorry? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Go right ahead. I apologize, I didn't have you written.
Well, I'm hiding behind Pete here.
Well, step to the microphone so that we can...
Just a quick recap of what we've got for the year. I wasn't able to come to last meeting because we were in a vehicle accident. 25, we responded to 375 total calls for service. 145 of those were in the city of Jackson, 64 in Franklin Township, and 92 in Lick. The remainder would be mutual aid or automatic aid. So you can see it's broke down by call incident types, but I really want to key on the third bullet point there down, the third large bullet point. On February 1st, 2026, our ISO rating of 4 goes into effect. That's the first time we've ever been a 4. That's due to the training, the water supply upgrades these guys have been doing, and our fire department response times. That should positively affect everybody's insurance. We will enter soon. David and I will go and start negotiations with Lick Township soon for the fire contract in that area. And then this year so far, we've received about I put $50,000. It was $42,000, I believe. Mark's radio grant. You can get up to $50,000. They didn't have enough money at the state to give everybody $50,000, but we were able to get around $42,000 for additional radios in the county. That's the same radio system that everybody here is on. Lastly, I know been some negative light shed on the fire department the last several meetings. If anybody wants to talk to anybody here, 7 of the 8 fire departments are represented. Their leadership are here. And then also a slew of firefighters. So if anybody wants to talk to them after the meeting, feel free. They are here for that reason.
Thank you, Chief Hickey. Questions for the fire department? Okay. Now we'll move into the ordinances and resolutions portion of our meeting. We'll begin with ordinances on second reading. First one is ordinance 71, 2025. Ms. Rippett?
An ordinance amending the City of Jackson zoning regulations to include regulation of mobile businesses and adding the rules as a supplemental regulation to be included as Chapter 1123 of the City Planning and Zoning Code and declaring an emergency.
Discussion. Any further action to be taken on ordinance 71, 2025? Hearing none, this constitutes the second reading of ordinance 71, 2025. Next, on second reading, we'll move into ordinance 76, 2025. Ms. Rippett?
An ordinance repealing and amending the City of Jackson codified ordinances, Section 941.22, and declaring an emergency.
Discussion. Any further action to be taken on ordinance 76, 2025? Hearing none, this constitutes the second reading of ordinance 76, 2025. Next, for council consideration, we'll move on to ordinance first reading, ordinance 01, 2026. Ms. Rippett?
An ordinance approving the 2026 Jackson City Library budget and declaring an emergency.
Chair would entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 01, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Mr. Peters, is there a second? Ms. Colby, second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion. Mr. Reed.
Jackson Library every year sends their budget to the city of Jackson for the council's approval. It's a pass-through. We have nothing really to do with it other than noting it and approving it. So it's up to council to turn it in. I'm sure they would appreciate it. But we've never in my history and 20-some years on council or here known of changing anything in this budget. It's just an approval.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Just a question.
Yes.
The public library fund from the state funds $524,000 of this. With recent, news of like state cuts and whatnot, what happens if the library's funding gets cut? Does the city own the library? Who owns the library?
Or that might be Mr. Kirby question, but I believe it would be.
What happens if their funding gets cut? I mean, that's almost all their budget.
They're going to have to live within the budget, so they'll have to make do just like council would if you lose the funds.
Is the city responsible for any portion of that?
I'm aware of.
Okay. That's the only question I had. I'll move to suspend the rules and send their budget back to them.
Is there a second to the motion? Ms. Hinch? Discussion? Ms. Rippett? Yes, Mayor.
First little answer to his, and Joe can clarify. Joe, we own the property in the building though, right?
I don't know. I've never
know?
looked.
Anybody know?
I will certainly look.
Not sure?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so we don't own it? Okay. All right, so
Not that I'm aware of.
I know we own the museum, I know we own the Marquee, and I didn't know whether we own the library or not. So if it, I guess to answer your question, no, we wouldn't. It wouldn't be up to us. It's nothing to us.
Motion on the floor.
Other discussion? Ms. Rippett?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby.
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Pop.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippett?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby.
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk. Wiseman. Pop.
Ordinance 01, 2026 is duly adopted. Next, for council consideration, we will first reading, ordinance 02, 2026. Ms. Rippett?
An ordinance approving additional appropriations in the visitor fund and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 02, 2026 as presented to council?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. Second by Ms. Colby. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Discussion. Mr. Reed?
This is from the money that we award to tourism that's given every year that we hand out. We are supposed to give out all money that's brought in. This is showing up the account from what was estimated for the budget to what is actually available. So we're just making it available for tourism.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Other discussion?
I'll move to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend. Is there a second? Ms. Hinch? Second. Other discussion? Ms. Rippett?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Yes. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Ordinance 022026 is duly adopted. Next, for council consideration on first reading, ordinance 032026. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance transferring appropriations from the Water, Sewer, Garbage, Museum Trust, and General Government Funds to the Water Utility Office, Water Distribution, Sewer Utility Office, Sewer Collections, SCMR, Museum, Pool, Cemetery, and Garbage Utility Funds, and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 032026 as presented to council? Mr. Newkirk? Second. Second, Mr. Peters. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion. Mr. Reed?
These are the funds that support the rest of the budget every year. These were put in the budget this year. Your water fund, your sewer fund, your garbage all pay for the utility office to do their collections for them. So they're actually funding that branch. This is also the completion of the funds for the Lillian Jones. General fund also supports the swimming pool and the cemetery. So these were funds that were put in the budget to complete the budget. Now, after the budget has been approved, they are moved from the fund to where they belong. And that's what this does.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Other discussion? Mr. Peters?
Assuming all these numbers are correct.
There's a ham sandwich on it, right?
No, this is the ham sandwich one. He's never paid the ham sandwich.
I still don't think I lost. I'll move to suspend the rules so we can appropriate for these
Motion by
funds.
Mr. Peters, second by Mr. Newkirk. Other discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters. Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Other discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Ordinance 022026 is duly adopted. Next, for council consideration, first reading, ordinance 042026. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance approving additional appropriations in the Fire Tax Levy Fund and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 042026 as presented to council? Mr. Bob, is there a second? Ms. Hinch? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion. Mr. Reed?
This is the Marks grant that Chief Hickey was talking about every year. Our office helps them fill this out. They were awarded $42,500, so this puts it in the budget so they can spend it.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Other discussion?
I'll move to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend, second by Mr. Bob. Discussion. Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Ordinance 042026 is duly adopted. Next, for council consideration, first reading, ordinance 052026. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance amending the City of Jackson's 2026 Planning and Zoning Code, Section 1118.08, regarding the Historic Review Board and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 052026?
Move to adopt.
Motion to adopt, is there a second? Ms. Colby, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion. Mayor Evans.
Yeah, this ordinance comes as a result of the Planning Commission's meeting last week. The Planning Commission is recommending this to council. This changes the composition of the review board. It is a new board to review building permits in the historic district. The previous requirements required four of the board members to live in the district area. Is that right, Joe, or am I saying that right?
You are.
Yeah, and there's coming up is a change that makes the Historic District Review overlay smaller, and where there's not very many residents in it. So we're only going to require 2 of them. The other 2 can just live in the city.
Mr. Peters?
Being on that board, we spent like an hour and a half trying to figure out what we were going to do. There was a lot of input from the neighborhoods and public. The way it was written up seemed really constrictive to homeowners outside of downtown area. So we decided to shrink the size, and then shrinking the size, then the board had to be allocated on how we did that. So the changes are here. We probably, I know it's short time, but we probably should get this resolved tonight so we can move forward, because we still have to decide what we're going to do with the rest of the overlay. And what we mean by overlay is this company came in to rework the zoning book, which I'm sure if you're paying attention at home, you've heard it talked about over and over. It was so extensive that there are parts that we didn't really tackle until the issue came up. What was happening was the way it was kind of interpreted to us was that anybody in this historic overlay, which was from south at Cardo's all the way to Speedway, all the way up Main to Sportabout, and then back down, anything that would have to go in front of the Historic Review Board for even like a building permit. So it'd have to go through a review process. So the way it's written, it seems to be written pretty well for downtown. So what that means is if there's a vacant lot downtown, the review board would decide if someone wants to build something, what it would look like. The example that came up was the old Moose building burned down, and then they built just like a pole barn back there. So had this been in place at that time, the review board could have required the building front to maybe look like the rest of the buildings downtown. So we thought that was like overstepping for the neighborhoods. There is a consensus from the Planning Commission, which we have working, we do have another meeting scheduled, to sort of keep the historic overlay, meaning try to preserve or conserve some of the historic neighborhoods, South, Portsmouth, Pearl, but will be less constricted, meaning there were policies in there if you wanted to change your house from wood to vinyl siding, that you'd have to go in front of the board to see if they approve what color you pick for your house. That's overstepping, in my opinion, what the board's designed to do. So ongoing with the rest of the neighborhoods, but I feel like with the rest of the council, we should get this passed. And having said that, I'll move that we suspend the rules so we can make these changes. It also keeps the board intact if we can resolve this.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. The second to that motion was Mr. Newkirk. Other discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bott.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk. Wiseman. Bott.
Ordinance 052026 is duly adopted. Next for council consideration, first reading, ordinance 062025. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance amending the City of Jackson's 2026 Planning and Zoning Code, Section 1112.05, regarding the Historic Review Board and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 062026 as presented to council? Mr. Newkirk, is there a second? Mr. Colby, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Discussion, Mayor Evans.
This is the second of the 3 amendments recommended by the Planning Commission regarding the Downtown Historic Review Board. In this one, it was not clear. It was clear in there that maintenance issues did not need the certificate of appropriateness from the board, but it wasn't clear whether or not they still needed to go before the review board. So this clarifies that, and for when the code enforcement officer reviews permit application, if it's just a maintenance issue, it does not have to go through the board.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'll move to adopt.
Motion to adopt, is there a second?
You mean suspend?
Suspend the rules, yes. Suspend.
That's what I said, right? I mean,
I got it. Second by Mr. Newkirk. Other discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Peters.
yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch.
Colby.
Colby. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Bach.
Ordinance 062026 is duly adopted. Next for council consideration, first reading, ordinance 072026. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance amending the City of Jackson zoning district map to reduce the current historic review overlay district boundaries to match those boundaries of the historical mixed-use district and declaring an emergency.
Could I get a motion to adopt 072026 as presented to council? Mr. Peters? Is there a second? Ms. Hinch, second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion, Mayor Evans.
And this is the third amendment recommended by the Planning Commission. As Mr. Peters said, during that meeting, which was probably an hour and a half, there was a lot of really good discussion about this area of our zoning. A lot of back and forth, not only from the Planning Commission, but from several residents of the city who either live or own property in that. And there was a lot of back and forth within the committee too, when they were trying to decide what to recommend to the full council. But in the end, they decided, at least at this time, because this is already in effect, this zoning is, they thought, at least for now, they're going to reduce the size of the overlay that was the area that Ryan had mentioned, a large area of our city, and reduce it down to just include the downtown area that is the historical mixed-use district. So if this passes, only what is a smaller area downtown designated in the new zoning as the historical mixed-use district, only that area would require the appropriateness of use before a building permit would be issued. The other areas outside that area, but within the area that Mr. Peters that he mentioned, would not require that.
Thank you, Mayor.
Just a side note, the map is, if you're listening at home or out there, the map is on the city's website, so you can look at it, and it's called what we'll reduce it to is also another portion of the map, which is called the
Historical mixed use.
Historical Mixed Use.
Yeah, HMU, historical mixed
There we
use.
go.
But I want to tell you right now, in my opinion, those maps are very poor to be part of our new zoning, and we're going to need to look at making them more clarity to them.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Peters. Further discussion? Motion to suspend, is there a second? Ms. Wiseman, second. Discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Yes. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk.
Yes.
Wiseman. Yes. Bach.
Further discussion? Ms. Rippeth?
Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Yes. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk. Wiseman. Yes. Bach.
Ordinance 072025 is duly adopted. Next for council consideration, first reading, ordinance 082026. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance amending and repealing Resolution 21-21 and Resolution 03-23 to establish the maximus wages and manner of wage increases for executive assistants, IT employees, department heads, operation managers, and other positions therein.
Could I get a motion to adopt ordinance 082026 as presented to council? Mr. Peters, is there a second? Ms. Colby, second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion is carried. Discussion, Mayor Evans.
Yeah, this is a little complicated as you read it through, but I think I can simplify it for you. A couple of previous ordinances for these positions that referred to here are the non-union salary positions, mostly in management or assisting management in the city. Years ago, they were tied to where they received automatic wage increases each year. those were tied to the union contracts. We have since decided that's not a good idea, not a good practice, and this will remove that. Nobody's losing their job, nobody's changing their pay. This just removes automatic pay increases for those people in the future.
Thank you, Mayor. Other discussion? Any further action to be taken on ordinance 08-2026? Hearing none, this constitutes the first reading of ordinance 08-2026. Our final ordinance on first reading this evening, ordinance 09-2026. Oh, I'm sorry.
An ordinance to repeal and amend ordinance 59-23 regarding the annual salary for the position of chief of police.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 09-2026 as presented to council? Ms. Wiseman, is there a second? Mr. Newkirk, second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Discussion, Mayor Evans.
This ordinance does a similar thing that the last one did, only this is specific about the chief of police. It's in the past has always been handled separately, so this removes the automatic pay increases for the chief of police outside of this range, and they would need to come to council for future increases that are outside this range. Once again, we're not cutting his pay, we're not getting rid of the police chief. He's in agreement with this policy. The main reason here is you don't want somebody that's managing a department that is very likely involved in the negotiations of the use of the union contracts to then get the same raises they got. It just seems like a conflict there, so that's what this does.
Other discussion?
Just a quick question. We got a schedule for one, but we didn't get a schedule of pay for the second. We got one for the department heads and the non-unions. We did not get one.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Joe.
So on the first one with the schedule, it was the easiest way to mirror what was already the maximum. So on this one, we have the range is a maximum of 95,000, 65,000 to 95,000. So since it's just one line, we put it inside there.
Other discussion? Any further action to be taken on ordinance 09-2026? Hearing none, this constitutes the first reading of ordinance 09-2026. My apologies to council. In my book, I only had 9, but there actually is 10 ordinances. So we will look at ordinance 10, which is our last one to look at this evening on first reading. Ms. Rippeth?
An ordinance creating the positions of manager and establishing the maximum salary and declaring an emergency.
Could I have a motion to adopt ordinance 10-2026 as presented to council? Mr. Peters, is there a second? Ms. Hinch, second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Discussion, Mayor Evans.
Yes, this is a new position we're creating. As you all, well, most of you know, when Mr. Schwackhammer and I took over in 2000, the city had a management team of 10 people strong. They had the mayor, the service director, and eight department managers they called superintendents, and they were all in their own union. A lot has changed since that time, as you're aware of, but our management team now consists of myself, the service director, and 2 operations manager, and there's still one left over, the superintendent's operating in that same role. It was never my intention to make that permanent, but as we tried to be more efficient and tried to, not sure whether we were going to have income tax revenue or not, we have not replaced those positions as people have left them. But we find ourselves now to where we think we need a little more help to where we can do a better job of managing the city. And that's why we're creating this position. The reason that we're not calling this an operations manager, because that position already exists and we could just hire into there. But those positions are filled by people who have 20 plus years of experience with the city. And we plan to bring in probably well, more than likely an inexperienced manager in this that doesn't deserve that same pay range and that same title as our operations managers do. So that's why we want to bring any new position we add in here as a manager.
Thank you, Mayor Evans. Other discussion?
I just have a quick question. The heading says positions, plural of manager. We're talking about one, right?
Probably, you've probably heard me say in the past that when we as the 8 superintendents fade out of our operations, I would like to have probably, I think we could get by with 4 or 5, but we definitely need more than 2. And so I would see, I would like to hire 1 soon, actually. And the reason for that is, and I guess it's okay to go ahead and announce it, our service director, Spike Hammer, is retiring come June. So I'd like to get someone in here to start learning what he does, because he does a lot. He does a lot, and we brought it on ourselves. We do a lot of stuff with zoning and code and that stuff that probably didn't get done a lot before, but we feel like it's made our city better, and we want to continue to do it. So I would probably, down the road, I think there might be, as our other operations managers retire or move on, there might be 4 or 5 of these. But for now there would be 1.
Just forward. We need 1 now. Let's not just have an open book. The other issue is this annually is more than the service director makes. So what would be the incentive of someone who is qualified for the $79,000 a year to slide into a spot that pays $12,000 less per year? There's no incentive to do that.
Well, this position doesn't necessarily pay that much. This is the maximum it could pay. So
Once again, it's the same question. What would be, so if someone comes in at 70, is a comparable, wage, what would be the incentive for them to slide to a position to make less money?
there would be none.
I have some reservations. I understand that there needs to be some more help because they did reduce. I'm going to just say they should bit off way more than they can chew, but I don't feel like that we should just have an open, maybe 4, maybe 5. I'm not okay with that. I'm okay with 1 for now, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm not just for, well, here's a checkbook, just we can get 4 or 5. Not for that. I'm for 1 right now, and then we can revisit it later.
Well,
I don't know what you guys think, but
Council had 8 when we got here.
understand.
Okay.
I understand that.
So,
You did a great job of reducing.
yeah, and we've, and that has saved just hundreds of thousands of dollars. Probably. But there's a trade-off between doing a better job and that.
100%. I just have an issue with it not being clear on how many, and we just say, yeah, go ahead and do it, and then 2 years from now, none of us are sitting here, and you're not sitting there, and it's free reign. I don't agree with that. I'm okay with 1 to get started, and then we'll see how it goes. If there's more workload, then obviously we can adjust. But I'm not for just 4 or 5. Like I said, that's just my opinion. I don't know what you all think, but that could be disastrous later on.
If council wants to amend it to a number, I'd be fine with that, of 1 or 2, because that is all I can foresee in the near future, possibly even as long as I'm here. But the issue you brought up about the service director pay, that's definitely probably going to need to be addressed. If we were to take the service director money that they made when that position was set at 64.8, which is what it is now. It was set, I forget what year. I got the ordinance, but if you would take that and add 2% a year to it, since then, it would be more than this. And we're probably going to need to look at that for the next service director.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Peters. Other discussion? Any further action to be taken on ordinance 10-2026? Hearing none, this constitutes the first reading of ordinance 10-2026. This concludes our portion for ordinance and resolutions. I thank council for their work. Next on our agenda is correspondence.
I do have something.
Ms. Griffin?
I placed a letter from the OML for newly elected council members in the 2 packets of our new members. It is a seminar, I believe it's in Columbus or Cincinnati, one or the other, you can choose. So if you're interested in that, the deadline is coming up, so just talk to me after the meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Griffith. Next, we'll look at all business.
I just have a question under correspondence. The annual ethics reporting, I got the email.
I was say, I just got the email today.
What's the deadline?
It's like April, but I will have all that for you guys in the next meeting.
Any old business to be brought before council? Hearing none, we'll move to new business. I believe Mr. Swackhammer has said we're looking for a BOZA meeting at 6:15 on the 26th, which is our next meeting. I also wanted to say and thank Mr. Peters. He's willing to serve as the President Pro Tem in my absence, if that is, and he has done so since I believe I've had this position, and I appreciate his willingness to serve in that. Any other new business?
Are we going to keep the same committee assignments?
At this time, yes.
And then I just have one more question that I thought of was the garbage truck. You said you were going to put the door hangers. Someone suggested that we have like some instructional video that you could just put on social media that shows like don't do this or do this. Even you guys could make it where this is where the can needs to be. This is all that stuff. Maybe you got some actors in the crew or something, but a visual or something that you could get instead of, because the thing was like, well, people are not going to read that. They're going to do what they want to do anyway, but if you put a video out there, people might watch it, so.
We could tie it to a QR code, because we're looking at doing a QR code for the, some other information.
I'm sure there's probably a YouTube video already explaining it that you could just, share.
Why don't you bring the truck up here the next meeting?
Well,
I got some.
Thank you, Mr. Foster.
I didn't really realize there is an arrow on the lid. There is an arrow on the lid. I looked at it today just because I think I read it in Mr. Wilson's writings there, but there is an arrow that kind of helps you just point the arrow toward the street. So that's
how far, how close.
Yes, I think that would be helpful to see how many people would pick up on it.
I'd like to have an executive session to discuss investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee. Everybody at the table, and then we'd like to have Mr. Hinch, Mr. Masters, and Mr. Hickey here.
Me. Have a motion?
I'll second.
Oh, you're first. Second, yeah.
First, second, third, whatever you need.
Okay, Foster.
Yes.
Hinch. Yes. Colby. Yes. Peters.
Yes.
Newkirk. Wiseman. Bach.
We stand in adjournment. If those in the public would like to go into the fire or into the police area, they can do that just as long We'll get a motion here once we get back on to adjourn. I'll remind you of our next meeting will be the 26th of January at 6:15. The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just quick, we didn't assign anyone to Boza's seat for Jeff.
So that was, the mayor and I discussed that today, and under our new zoning regulations, the mayor is in charge of that. So he does that.
He should chair it.
No, he doesn't chair it.
Oh.
He is in charge of picking it, and it does not have to be a council member, like it wasn't.
You guys decide who's going to chair it.
So,
Okay, so he picks the one, and then the committee just takes care of it. Good job.
It'll be up to the Boza committee to make you the chairman.
Okay, move to adjourn.
is there a second? Ms. Hans, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We are in adjournment.